Hello, this is Derek Iswell, Chief Investment Officer for Shelton Capital Management with a Shelton CIO Minute. This week, we want to talk about earnings season. We're about 10% into the earnings season for the second quarter, and about 300 of the 3,000 or so companies that we follow at Shelton Capital Management here in the U.S. market have reported so far. Of these, 2 out of 3 have exceeded estimates, and less than 10% have missed. This is typical. Firms that know they are going to make those announcements well in advance of their scheduled report. But it's early yet for this in the season, so here are the things to look for the rest of the summer. First of all, earnings per share in the broader U.S. market are forecast to decline by about 6.5% from a year ago. We are now in the last quarter of a series of quarters with forecasted year-over-year earnings per share declines that had triggered the sell-off in the market in 2022. We should expect year-over-year earnings growth to flatten out in the third quarter of this year, and by the end of the year, resume its typical upward trend. Second of all, during the last earnings season, AI was the big news, and that's not going to change. For firms directly involved in AI, the economic benefits of this business are far, far in the future. So this quarter is really going to be more about storytelling and building castles into the sky. What you will see is a concerted effort by almost every firm across the broader market to use the letters AI in their management commentary. Keep an eye out for places where actual learning can benefit a company's business, and be wary of what applications are simply using a fancy name to describe the further use of technology and statistics. Finally, valuations are stretched, expectations are high, and concerns about slowing economic growth are on everyone's mind. And thus, jittery investors are ready to dole out excessive and maybe even unwarranted punishment to firms that disappoint during their earnings calls. For any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact your Shelton Capital representative. This has been a Shelton Capital CIO Minute.